I love furniture and design. I guess that's obvious. Chargebacks, I don't love so much. If you're a business owner, that's probably obvious for you too. A chargeback is, well, it's a transaction in reverse. Rather than putting money into your account, it takes money out. And you have to pay a fee for every chargeback. Plus, if you get too many, your processing account could be closed. Understand why I don't love chargebacks? There are various reasons that a transaction can be disputed and returned through the chargeback process. But most chargebacks occur as a result of fraud. So, if you can reduce fraudulent transactions, you'll have fewer chargebacks. Here are some basic steps you should follow to reduce the number of chargebacks you receive. For card-present transactions, look at the expiration date and the signature panel. If there's no signature, check the customer's ID and ask the customer to sign the card. If the customer refuses, don't accept the card. Always get an authorization for every transaction by swiping the card through the terminal. If the card won't swipe, follow manual key procedures and get a card imprint. Be sure to match the name and the account number on the card to the information on the receipt, and match the printed 4-digit number to the embossed number on the card. And of course, always get a signature. And finally, look for the hologram. It'll be on the front or back and should reflect light and appear to move. For card not present transactions, always obtain an authorization. Ask the customer for the expiration date and include it in your authorization request. Verify the card code. That's the 3-digit security code located after the credit card number. According to Visa, verifying the card code can reduce the instances of chargebacks by 26%. It's also a good idea to use the Address Verification System, or AVS. It's a nationwide system that verifies the identity of the person claiming to own the credit card. It makes sure the address entered on the order form matches the cardholder's billing address. By the way, not using the AVS will always result in higher processing fees. Scrutinize orders from foreign countries extra carefully. AVS is not global. And it doesn't hurt to be suspicious. If an order doesn't seem quite right, call or email the customer to verify that he or she actually placed it. If your business delivers products, use a carrier that requires a signature on delivery and gives you a copy of it. And finally, be cautious when accepting orders from customers who use a free email address, such as Hotmail or Yahoo. Tracking them is almost impossible. Sometimes a chargeback is a result of double charging, credit card expiration, or customer disputes. To avoid double charging, double check, even triple check the amount you're charging, both on the terminal screen and the receipt, and always check the expiration date on the card. The customer is always right? When it comes to dealing with disputes, the best policy is to keep them to a minimum. Pretty basic, right? Make sure you respond quickly to every customer service request. Customers aren't happy when they think they're being ignored. If they ask for a refund, issue it as quickly as possible. If you don't, they might think that you aren't planning to give them a refund, and they'll call their credit card company. And that could result in, you guessed it, a chargeback. Get proactive. Try publishing your return policy. Put it on a sign near the register and include it on the sales receipt. And remember, if you use a third-party processing company, that company's name will appear on the customer's statement, not yours. So let the customers know this in order to avoid confusion. And finally, if you sell items on the internet, describe the items in as much detail as possible. I always include pictures and measurements. Pretty important when you're dealing with furniture. Oh, as a general rule, keep as much information about your transactions and customers as you can, including any emails or other correspondence. Chargebacks cost you time and they cost you money. They're an unavoidable part of being in business. But if you're vigilant against fraud and communicate with your customers, you'll see far fewer of them. And you'll spend less time dealing with the hassles. Personally, I'd rather help someone track down a leather sectional than track down a chargeback.